Hi everybody, my name is Ari. I just wanted to come and talk to you today and give you just a little bit of inspiration. This is something that has been on my mind for a minute. I just wanted to chat with you guys about, and that is about how we can let mental barriers stop us from getting to where we're trying to get to, right? Especially with my job with Amazon, I had a lot of mental barriers, not only with Amazon, in other parts of my life as well. Things that happen to you as a child can affect you well into your adulthood. Take, for instance, with me, I always had this mental barrier that I was slower than most people because my siblings were basically genius. Yes, my sister, valedictorian of her class, my brother, very bright. Um, and they both set out to do things as far as education, and they completed their education, whereas I, at first, my first attempt, I did not complete it. It was just not something that I wanted to do. Um, and I had mental blocks thinking that I was not as just smart enough. I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't good enough. And those things carry on over into your life, into where you're second guessing yourself constantly. And I have to even say, even working at Amazon, I was told by some of the Amazon awayers who came from other teams to, start our facility, that they thought I was very good at what I was doing. I was very bright, but I second guessed myself. And that made me think, I do second guess everything I do because I feel like I don't make good decisions. I feel like what I do, no matter how hard I try, is not good enough. I feel like nothing is good enough, right? So I don't know if anyone else is having these issues, but you have to break down these issues and get over them. And you have to break down these blocks to get to the next level. And even when I went back to college for the second time, I always just thought I wasn't smart enough. I just would feel like I'm not smart enough because as a child, I just never felt smart enough. As hard as I would work, I only would get A's. I would never get A's. Whereas my siblings did, I would only get B's and C's, but I feel like that was the best that I could do. But now looking back on it, I was not doing the best I could do because I was worried about not doing the best that I could do. Does that make sense? I don't know if anybody else can resonate with any of these things, but that's what happened to me. So when I went to college for the second time later in life, I realized I was smart. I can't tell you how good that felt when I was making straight A's in these very hard classes, but I learned how to study. I learned how to learn for me, my best way of learning. And from that, I grew. And it's amazing to me how you can let these blocks get in your way over half your life if you let it, because you just don't know any better. But once you get rid of these blocks, you can soar and do whatever you put your mind to. And that is why I wanted to come over here and talk to you guys. These mental blocks sometimes can stop you in your tracks. They can really hold you back from your progress. They can stop you from making progress. It can really affect your life long term. So what I found the key for me is to find out first what the block is. Find out what the block is. Take, for instance, what I mentioned before, that I'm not smart. Okay, so my block was feeling that I wasn't smart. Now, as I mentioned before, when I went to college, what woke me up was I took a class in orientation that told you how you learn. It taught you how you learn specifically. And when I took this class, it clicked. I need to reinforce what I hear by writing, by re-listening to it, whatever way. I have to see it and then reinforce it in my brain. And I do better when I sleep on knowledge. That's crazy, but I do better when I study at night and sleep on it, and then the next day it's in my brain. I don't know. But everyone learns differently. And for me, that was an eye-opening experience, learning how I can avert that block, how I can move that block and get on goal, get on track. That was amazing to me. So that was the first time that I really realized that I could avert some of the things that I thought I would never get over. Never. And to come to mention it, even as I said before, working at Amazon, working on the OP, I've always been afraid of heights. I've always been afraid of large equipment. But also with prayer. Also, I have to say prayer is the main thing for me, you guys. It's having faith and believing that God will help you and he will help you through, and knowing that you have a great relationship with him. That is the best thing you can do, first of all. And then second is doing these other things that I'm mentioning to you. So as far as overcoming my fear of heights, I knew I just had to pray and have that strong faith that I would be okay. And second of all, that I can do what I put my mind to. Just as simple as that. I'm going to go get on this machine and I'm going to pass this test. I am going up into the sky on this machine, and I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to do it. It's as simple as that. It's making up your mind that you can do it. That is half of the battle. It's making up your mind that you can do it. Of course, you don't want to go and try to do something that you know you can't do. That's the difference. If there's a way that you physically can't do anything, if there's some way that mentally you cannot do this, no, that's a whole different thing. You don't want to break yourself by trying to fix yourself, if that makes sense. But you have to, if you know that there's nothing really limiting you from doing what you see everyone else doing, if you see everyone else can do it and they're okay, why can't I? Why can't I do it? You know, and that was something that I was proud of. And once you overcome these barriers, one by one by one, you really can pretty much feel like you can overcome anything that you need. So for me, my next goal is to stop second guessing myself. To understand that I will make mistakes and that's okay. But the mistakes that I make are just that, they're mistakes. I have to give myself the okay to make a decision and stick to that decision without second guessing myself. There are always different barriers that we all have. There's things in our past that cause us to have these barriers, but there is no reason we have to hold on to them. We can let them go. We can avert them. We can remove them, so that we can soar and get to where we need to get to. That's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. I hope you enjoyed this little chat. It's not a long video, but it's some encouragement. If you have barriers that are holding you back, get rid of them. Let them go so you can soar. All right, you guys, take care, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.